of my young guide. On my trip, I had met many such students who alternate between periods of academic instruction at school and related experience on the Army job. Cooperative students employed by the Army are paid a salary while in work status, and from this, they are able to pay most of their college expenses. They are given more responsible work assignments and earn periodic promotions as they progress toward a college degree. All in all, obviously a good deal for both the co-op student and the Army. But you don't get close to the world of tomorrow without the painstaking work of many yesterdays. The today of all-out effort. There are still many problems to solve. Exciting, stimulating challenges to the human brain and spirit. One by one, the challenges are met, the problems solved. I spent some time in the climatic building, watching hot weather equipment being tested under tropical conditions. Within the climatic chambers, it is possible to simulate temperatures and rain and wind velocities characteristic of any climate throughout the world. Intense heat, Arctic cold, profound effects temperature has on man and his equipment. All this is the subject of many, many hours of careful research. Here again, I was impressed not only by the elaborate facilities, but by the professional skills required to secure answers from these facilities. If there were only some way, on the Army Science TV documentary I was writing, that I could convey the team operation in action against a specific problem. I was struck by the interplay of ideas among technical people, each bringing to bear his particular specialty against the overall problem. The case at hand, determining how severe temperatures cut down a soldier's capacity for action. A psychologist was involved in this experiment, along with a biophysicist and a physiologist. In its own specific way, proof of the growing need of the Army for trained scientists and technicians. My research was over now. I had visited the Army technical posts the producer of our TV program had set up for me. It was time to move on back to New York, prepare the show. It would be a lot different from the way I had planned it, for I was coming away from this trip a man of very changed ideas. And because my ideas had changed, I felt I had to see my son, who was at a nearby New England college. And an hour later, after phoning Jim to arrange a meeting, I was at my favorite spot on the campus, waiting for him. My thoughts? Well, kind of scrambled is the only way I can describe them. I was thinking of my boy Jim, who soon would leave this campus and strike out on a civil service career with the Army. When I had heard about it, I had been disappointed. But now, something had happened. What I had seen had brushed away a lot of phony ideas about the job civilian scientists and engineers are doing for the Army. Now, sitting there on the campus, I asked myself the question, what was my boy Jim going to find? First of all, he will be in the vanguard of the progress toward the better world that lies ahead. He will find laboratory facilities second to none, the finest equipment in existence. He'll be under pressure to do a job, sure, but thoroughness is encouraged, and promising avenues of research are continued, even if they are not commercially exploitable. Working as a civilian scientist or engineer means working with top men, not only within the Army, but throughout industry and the universities. It means good pay at every stage, a step-by-step program toward a career of achievement. But more than anything else, I thought as I stared up into the boundless blue sky above my son's campus, an exciting adventure, an exploration into the unknown, a privileged look into the world of tomorrow. For in our time and our children's time, this much is certain. The Army must always move ahead. Ahead.
Dad?
Ahead.
Hey, Dad.
Jim, it's good to see you.
I'm sorry I'm a little late, Dad. The lab took longer than I thought.
That's all right. Jim, before I do anything else, I want to tell you how delighted I am about your Army job.
Well, that's great, Dad. I'm glad you feel that way.
Well, frankly, I didn't, until a few days ago. But now, I couldn't be happier.
Well, that makes two of us. I'm real anxious to get started.
I think we have time for some dinner first. Come on, the old man's treat. Once you get started working, we'll probably make it the other way around.
The Big Picture is an official report for the armed forces and the American people. Produced by the Army Pictorial Center. Presented by the Department of the Army in cooperation with this station.